So I did end up getting these 3 different hand warmers, and we're going to be testing them out, seeing which one's best because I can't handle this cold weather. Right here, this is the Lariat, and then we have the Unihand and then the Okupa. So just right off the bat, the first thing that I noticed is that these 2 connect with each other and this one does not. So the Okupa actually magnetizes, so it's a magnet that connects them, and it's a pretty strong magnet. It does move a little bit, but it'll hold together pretty well for storage. And then the Unihand, it does slide together. So there's these little grooves on the back, so you can just slide them. And then this one's a really strong connection. I could probably throw this across the room and it would not come apart. So that's super nice as well. So I do wish that the Lariat connected. There's no connection at all. So that's just something that bothered me a little bit. So I'm actually gonna start with the Lariat then and turn these on and see how long it takes them to warm up. So you're just gonna press the power button up here, and there are 3 different modes with 3 different temperatures. So the first one is 95 to 107, and then it just keeps getting hotter after that. The max on these ones are 131 degrees, and that would be on the 3 dots. And these are immediately heating up. They get really warm. I will say if I'm just using this with my bare hands, I prefer the lowest setting just because my skin's kind of sensitive. But say if I was wearing gloves and I wanted to heat through the gloves, I would want to use that max heat. And these ones, they say can last anywhere from 3 to 8 hours. I'm assuming 3 hours if you're using the max setting and 8 hours if you're using the lowest setting. And they are small enough to fit in a pocket. So if you did want to just warm your hands in your pockets, they fit perfectly in there. So they're a really good size. They're all pretty much the same size, I would say. I think the smallest ones are the Okupa, but again, they're basically the same size. That's all for the Lariat. So moving on to the Unihand. So same thing, the power button's on the front. This one's orange, so it's a little bit easier to see. And again, you have those 3 lights. The low setting is 1, and then 2, and then 3. So that's for the hottest. And immediately, these ones are getting warm. I will say they're not heating up as fast as the Lariat are, but it is warming up fast, just not as fast as that one did. Again, these also get very hot on that max setting, so I usually just keep it on the low. So the Unihand can go anywhere from 95 to 130 degrees. On the lowest setting, it can last up to 20 hours, which is pretty awesome. So I don't have to charge these very often. They hold their charge really well. And like I said, all of these fit in the pockets. You could put them in your coat pocket. They're a really nice size. And for these ones, I just love that sliding design. It's probably my favorite design because there's no way that I'm going to lose one of these if they're together. That's all for the Unihand. I'm going to turn those off and we'll move on. All right, so now for the Okupa. I'm not sure how you say that, but these ones are the magnetizing ones. So I do really like this design as well. I just prefer the sliding feature on the Unihand, but this is also really nice. There are a few features on this one that the other 2 don't have. So there is this little hook right here on the top. So you can actually slide a band through there and attach it to whatever. If you're going skiing, you could put a Velcro strap through there and just strap it onto you so you don't lose them. So I do really like that the Okupa has that little hook right there. And then this also has a charging port cover. So that helps protect the whole product, especially since you couldn't get water in there if that's closed. And neither of these 2 have that charging cover, so they are just open and exposed. So these ones are a little bit more protected. All right, we're gonna go ahead and turn these on and see how quickly they heat up. And again, these just have those 3 settings. So there's a high, a medium, and a low. We're gonna turn it on low. They are heating up quickly. I will say they're heating up quicker than the Unihand, but not as fast as the Lariat. But it took like 4 seconds and then it's heating up. These ones took about 5 seconds to heat up completely, and then these ones took like 2 seconds, or maybe even a second. It got hot so quickly when I turned it on. And then this one also, the low is the hottest out of all 3. So the Okupas heat anywhere from 100 to 125. So the temperature range on these is less than the other 2, and they only last 4 to 8 hours just like the Lariat. So the Unihand is winning in the battery life section. So overall, the Lariat heated the fastest, the Unihand lasts the longest, and the Okupa is the best protected. But these are all great hand warmers.